Hey folks, so today you get to see what's been living underneath my floor all these years. Oh. Dead. What's happened is my fridge was really struggling. We had the heat wave and my fridge was struggling every single day, and since then it's just been struggling. And I thought that maybe I had a problem with the fridge. But it turns out it's not a problem with the fridge. So I'm going to shift the fridge and show you what's under the floor. So under here lives the diesel heater and the 130 amp hour leisure battery. So I've ripped the diesel heater out because I needed to change the exhaust. It had gone really corroded and the muffler had fell off, so I took all that out, replaced all of that, extended it so it's much longer, and also extended the air intake, so that all had a refresh underneath. That whole diesel heater had to come out, and the fuel line blooming came off, which caused me a nightmare to get that back on, and it had a new diesel filter, but I got that done. That wasn't the problem. I then wanted to fire it up afterwards, and when I fired it up, the battery went down to 10.5 volts and wouldn't run the diesel heater. So checked on my Victron app. Now the problem is when I see the app, it's always got solar going in. So I didn't think there was a problem. But then I looked on the history, nighttime voltage was always resting around about 10.8 volts. So the solar would hide the fact that the battery was knackered. And look what arrived today. Oh, that is heavy. They always are blooming heavy. So I've got to rip this out, get that swapped over, and get it charged up. And then we can try the diesel heater properly, and then we can run the fridge properly again. So to get this battery out is easy. It's as simple as taking off the heater hose. I put on these special quick release clips. Well, I just need to shut down the solar. So in the Victron's app, you can actually just turn off the solar. Make it safe so I don't shock myself. So I've got these quick release clamps, and these make everything so much easier. And what I don't get is that's still green, which says it's okay. But at 10.5 volts it's not okay. That's where it used to live. I'm going to tidy up some of that mess and then get the new one in. Get that junk out of there. Oh, shit. These batteries are heavy. Was nicely greased up. Lovely jubbly. Some nice grease on that. I like to put these on. Right, let's try and get this back in. This is as physically as big as will fit in the gap. Oh, it just fits. You see, I have a little bit of space to spare. So now it's just time to get the old terminals back on. Oh. Get that as tight as I can. That is nice and tight. Battery in. Heater pipe back on. There we go, back in business. Now just to switch the solar back on and check that the diesel heater works. And if the diesel heater works, then check the fridge. So it's saying at the minute the Voltage is 12.57, perfect. Bang the old charger on, solar's on now. It's a really overcast day today. There is no sun and there is no blue sky. And I'm still pulling in 50 watts with these 200 watt panels, which I think is really good. Battery is charging at 13 volts. It's just picking up nice. So let's turn some power on. Tells me now I've got 13.1 volts. Let's turn on the heater. You can hear the pump. So I'm going to run it up until it starts to idle, and then I'll cool it down, switch it off. So that is working a treat. Let that run for a few minutes, get this hatch back on, and then we'll get the fridge on the go. Then we'll do a cool down. There we go, that slots into place. .2 volts. So we've got diesel heater running, fridge on. So we've got 60 watts, 13.2 volts, and we're pulling just over 4 amps. That's with the fridge on to the max, and that's trying to cool down now from 21 degrees. The heater is kicking out a whole ton of heat. Let's switch that off now. So I thought I had a problem with solar, I replaced my solar. Thought I had a problem with the fridge, I was going to replace the fridge. Turns out it's just a problem with the battery. That last battery lasted June, July, August, 14 months. I'm not convinced that I had it on the right setting for the solar charging, so I might have overcharged it. Anyway folks, thanks for coming along. I'll see you on the next one. You take care. Bye bye bye. Cool down complete.